Hi everyone, today I want to show you how to have multiple versions of Node.js installed on WSL, Windows Subsystem for Linux. So for that you need to use NVM. So you need to install NVM first. So you might be wondering why I have multiple versions of Node.js installed on WSL. That's because you make an npm package. For example, you might want to test it with several versions of node.js so you know how it behaves. In addition, you might want to use a specific version of node.js for a specific project, so that's why you might want to have multiple versions of node.js installed on your Windows subsystem for Linux. So it is also possible to install nvm on Windows. So the package you install for that is nvm Windows. It's a little bit different from this process. So I wrote an article on that several months ago, and I'm going to put it in the description below. So if you are interested in this topic, make sure you watch the video till the end, and also subscribe to the channel so you get immediate access to my videos. So let's start. So the first thing I'm going to do is to open up my terminal. I use the Windows terminal. As you can see, this Ubuntu, I have it as my default terminal. You can also use the WSL distro you are using directly. So I use Ubuntu, and now I can open it directly. This is it. But I like using the Windows terminal because I can have multiple tabs open. So to make the process a little easier, I've created a GitHub gist. I'm going to link it in the description below. So the first thing you should do is to make sure your Linux distro is up to date by running sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade. After that, you should also make sure curl is installed. I have curl installed already. Curl lets you download stuff from the internet right in the command line. So before you can have Node.js installed on WSL, or before you can have multiple versions installed, the first thing you should do is to make sure you have nvm installed. That's Node Version Manager. So I'm just going to install that. I installed it once, but I had some problems using it, so I'm just going to install it again. Okay, it's done. So it's telling me I need to close and reopen my terminal to start using nvm. I'm going to close it. I'm also going to close Ubuntu for the sake of uniformity. So now, after installing nvm, it's time for the real deal. You want to install Node.js or the versions of Node.js you want. So in the gist, you should also verify the installation of nvm. So I'm going to do that by running nvm-v. Okay, this is the version I have installed. Command nvm-v should also work. I'm not sure. Okay, doesn't work. So just use nvm-v. That's it. So to install Node.js, you just run nvm install node. You can also install the long-term support version because there's always at least 2 versions of Node.js. As you can see here, this is the long-term support, this is the recommended version, and this is the version containing the latest features. It's advisable to go with this. So I'm going to install LTS first by running nvm install LTS. Okay, it should be --LTS --LTS. Okay, so it's done. So So as you can see, this WSL is now using version 16.16.0 of Node.js and npm version 8.90.2. So you can also confirm that again if you want by running node dash version. As you can see here, you can check for npm too by running npm dash version. There you go. So you can also decide to install the current version, that is the version with the latest features, by running nvm install node. So that's what I'm going to do now. So after installing this, we are going to have two versions of Node.js on this WSL. So it's running. It shouldn't take too long time, unless I have issues with my network. Okay, it's okay. Okay, it's done. So we now have two versions of Node.js installed. We can verify the versions by running nvm ls. So we have 16.19, 16.18.0 and 19.0.0. We can also install other versions like these ones. If I run nvm list available, I should be able to see several versions of Node.js I can install. Oh, I shouldn't see any. Let me just use PowerShell. I have nvm installed on my Windows computer. I just didn't have it installed on my WSL. So I'm going to use PowerShell to check for the versions of Node.js available for installation. Okay, nvm ls remote. Let's do that here. Oh. Okay. So these are the current versions, as you can see in the table, and these are the LTS versions. These are the older versions, the last two rows. So I can decide to install a version of Node.js, another version of Node.js like 14.20.1. So let's install 14.20.1. So to install a specific version, you just run nvm install and then type out the version of Node.js you want. So it's downloading. Shouldn't take too long time again. Okay, so it's done. Now to use a specific version of Node.js, you need to run nvm use and then the version. But the first thing you have to do that is to create a folder. You need to create a folder, open it with your terminal. Folder I'm using. Okay, let me just say node project. So I'm going to open this folder with my terminal. Now when I open the folder with my terminal, I can specify which version of Node.js I want to use for this particular project. So Let me list the versions I have installed first. Okay, we are currently using version 16.18.0, that's why you see it in green. But let's say I want to use version 14.20.0 for this project. So all I need to do is to run nvm use 14.20.1. Yeah, as you can see. So alongside this version of Node.js, this is the version of npm that came with it. So now in this folder, I could decide I can install any npm package I want. For example, let's say I want to install Lodash, npm I Lodash. As you can see, it's about to start running. So it's running. And apart from this, you can install any npm package you want. So that's it. So thank you everyone for watching. That's how you can install nvm and node.js on your WSL. It doesn't matter which one, even if it's Debian or whatever, you can always install nvm and node.js on them. So if you want to install nvm on your Windows computer, I wrote an article on it several weeks ago or several months ago, and I'm going to put it in the description below. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a nice time.